it's a fact that people can't always behave the way the textbook model dictates, and we talk about that. The most important aspect is that some people don't have access to the capital market. So people may not be able to get a credit card. And even if they can, they have a limit. Because banks are kind of cautious, credit card companies are cautious, lenders in general are cautious. They may not believe that you really are going to pay back. You may run away. Unfortunately, the world can't enforce these contracts in a perfect way. So you'll always have people pushing the envelope a little bit. And those people who have exhausted their credit will be at a corner. They'll be at a corner of their opportunity set. So if there's growth, those people will tend to spend more of that money, but they'll also possibly save some of that money. And understanding countries that are growing fast often need to be put in this context. So China is kind of a mystery. China is growing very fast. It still is growing fast after all these years. For 3 decades, it probably grew at something of the order of 8 to 10% per year, and now it's possibly slowing down, but still these are enormous growth rates. At 10% growth, China will double in economic size in 7 years, which is an enormous concept. And if China continues to grow, by 2030 they'll be bigger than, on a per capita basis, than the less wealthy European countries, possibly even wealthier. So if you're in a situation where you're saving according to our behavioral assumptions, people tend to get sort of locked into their habits of consumption. And in the classic macroeconomic model, they're just 2 periods. But think of a longer horizon. People come into a lot of money. They may not actually believe that it's forever. Okay, so they might actually be a bit skeptical, so they need to adjust their perceptions of permanent income upwards. That would be one explanation of what's happening in China. So in a sense, people's perceptions are chasing the reality. We're all surprised by the Chinese development. A second one is that China is not yet endowed with a social welfare system that takes care of everybody. So if you're in China, you have to think about your health. Who's going to pay for that? You have to think about education. The Chinese are traditionally very concerned about education. They're willing to spend a lot of money on it. And they're also concerned about old age. So if these things aren't taken care of by the government, which is still not the case, then people are going to be saving a lot despite the fact that income's growing. So it doesn't make any sense at all to condemn or criticize countries for saving a lot if there's a good reason for it.